listen. Let me die into your house, mother, help me once again. Let me die into your house, Hi Fioi, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gianluca and this is a mix/production breakdown on my song Let Me Die. Basically, this song exists because of this pedal. I started by writing a short track for the release of this pedal, which is called Medici More Fast by Dofix, Italian pedal company based in Florence. We just came back from NAMM this year presenting a bunch of new pedal. I highly suggest you to check them out. It's a fuzz plus a boost with a blend knob, and the blend knob is a key feature of the tones of this song. I remember writing the song for the release of the pedal, and everything started because of this 7/4 riff that I had in mind. And this next melody. Weird as always, something a little bit all over the top, but because I wanted to do something cooler and something different than the other pedal demonstrator on the internet, so I wasn't planning on playing blues. Okay, I decided to let you listen to the pedal, but only the pedal. So I went straight into the interface. I used even back then and this time for the re-recording my trusty Fernandez from the 90s. I made in Japan. It's fucking cool. 350 euro. Plays like a custom shot Stratocaster. Money means nothing when you know what you want, okay? And I went straight into the fuzz and into the interface. To shape the tone, I used the an EQ plugin. In this case, I'm using some SSL, some Beautique and stuff. But back in the day, I remember using the EQ emulation on my HX Stomp. And after that track, I decided to work on it because it has this nice 7/4 element to it, and the song became a full-on 5-minute kind of song. Okay, pretty sad one if you ask me, because I'm talking about a son regretting dying before his mother. At the time, I was in a pretty dark place, and it starts with a pretty catchy melody, of course, in 7/4. Let me tag into your hands, someone please help me once again. Let me tag into your hands, mother help me once again. Okay, the song is pretty. These sounds are pretty harsh and nasty and rusty, I want to say, but it's a technique that even one of my idols, so Matthew Bellamy, used for his guitar, and I liked it. I really liked it, and I'm really happy about the overall sound of the song, but especially the guitar tones. Let's talk about really quickly about drums. Okay, I'm using as always GGD Invasion. It has a lot of pieces of drum pieces, a lot of cymbal choices in snare, bass drums, etc. It does remind me of Mike Portnoy's kid. He's my favorite drummer, so I'm good with it. Okay, I'm not a sound engineer. The sound I achieved the sound by twisting knob and pushing buttons. Okay, and it sounds something like this. Let's go to a more busy section. Monkey drums, basically. Pretty natural sounding, nothing crazy about it. There's a bunch of compression, saturation, and EQ here and there, but just tiny moves, because I'm not a sound engineer and I don't want to fuck shit up that much, even though my philosophy is fucking around and finding out, even to find your inner voice as a musician. Okay, bass sound. I went into a similar route. Okay, I recorded straight into the interface with just a tiny bit of compression with my assembled P bass. $450, one of the meanest and best sounding bass that I ever tried, and not because it's mine. Okay, I tried even Foderas, crazy stuff, especially at NAMM this year. Nothing compared to a stupid ass Fender PV. Okay, the bass track is pretty busy. Okay, because I have a DI, a bass fuzz, this one straight, sounds amp, and a bass amp, which is an emulation in my HX Stomp of Ampeg SVT. Pretty clean, okay? I wanted different flavors blended all together, and also throughout the song, I'm changing the blend of it to give it a little bit of taste without having to change that much. In isolation, it sounds something like this. In this section, you are hearing a lot of bass DI, the fuzz straight, and also the sounds amp. But when it comes to the verse, I decided to turn down the bass, to turn down the fuzz and the sounds amp to go just the I. And then a little bit of room sound just to give me a little bit more space. Together with the drums, they sound pretty nasty, if you ask me. Let's go to a more busy section here. Again, the guitars are all run through the fuzz, the I, just a tiny bit of EQ and compression if it's needed. Something that I don't do typically, if you want to take it as an advice, is compressing distorted guitar. Distortion is a form of compression if you think about it, so sounds fucking cool like that. In isolation, it's something like this. Let's go to a more busy section. Yeah, I'm new to the Mac, excuse me. There's a little bit of room here, just to give you a little bit of ambience. Excuse me. Something cool that I did here was using rotary speaker emulation to give me a swirly modulated sound. Really broken. I love this kind of weird sounds. And the lead tones is weird, is this pedal again, on full, everything on full, tone master, fuzz, more level, more fuzz, blend, everything on full, and I blended it with a bunch of different octavers. One is a double octaver, then I'm using an upper octave and then a 2 octave up, and also I blended with a little bit of a -1 octave underneath. Why? Don't know. They are subtle, but they give this grimy texture to the sound that I love it. And in context, it cuts. I went pretty nuts with the drums here. I'm happy about it because they sound programmed. Okay, they are fake, but the groove is fucking cool. I took inspiration from Gavin Harrison in Sound of Music. He has this, bell pattern, and also the song is in 7/4 except the chorus. And even me, in the chorus, I'm going through a 7 and a 4, 7 and a 4. Basically, all the song is alternating between 7 and 4. I wanted that vibe. I like metal, I like heavy drums, but I wanted to have this pop, elegant feeling that Gavin Harrison has. Is the fucking man. If you don't love Gavin Harrison as drummer, you have serious hearing problem, okay? Let's face it, go to a therapist, go to something, but you have serious hearing problem. Let's listen to the song, okay? It starts in a pop way with a chorus, but it sounded cool. It was the best option in my opinion.
Let me tag into your handsome man. Please have me once again. Let me tag into your hands, mother. Have me once again.
I hope it translates well on headphones, but during the lead part of it, this weird melody, I'm panning a little bit the lead the solo, the lead guitar, to make it even weirder. The solo is weird, the sound is weird. I wanted to be unstable, to give you a little bit of a stomachache. You're listening and you go, let me phrase it in Italian. Che cazzo è? Which translating, what the fuck it is? Here, especially here. To make the song move even more, because the instrumental behind it is only the same, basically. Okay, let's go to the verse. No. Let me talk about one moment for the vocal stack, because it's big. You see, it's big. I like big harmonies, but
let me tag into your handsome man. Please have me once again. Let me tag into your hands, mother. Have me once again.
Vocal sound is simple, nothing too crazy, nothing too distorted, just a little bit of compression, saturation, because I don't like my voice super clean. It's nasty, it's nasally. I don't know, maybe because I smoke. Probably because I smoke. But it has a weird sound, especially in the upper range. And also, I tend to sound like a choked chicken sometime. But I'm not a tenor, but I like high notes. Let's go to the verse. Pretty simple arrangement.
Alone after all the sacrifice you made, all the years spent crying in pain. Grateful for the way you smile.
something cool that I did here is a little bit of a ear candy, in my opinion, and also I wanted to fill the verse with guitars, but not with the typical stereo left and right guitars. I'm using just the fuzz side of the pedal and the guitar with a little bit of the rotary and boom. You see there's a little bit of rattle underneath because the rotary is going into, if I remember correctly, it's going into a Valhalla frequency echo, which is an analog echo. It sounds cool. The rotary is again universal audio, waterfall rotary. It sounds cool. I have a lot of option between miking placements and also mics. This one was the best one. Let's fucking go. Okay, let's move on. After the verse, voila, the chorus, original. Now a pre-chorus. Even though I write progressive music, I worked too many years in pop music as a working musician. I was a professional guitar and bass player, so I'm influenced by it. And also in this case, it's a natural progression. Nothing was forced or written. Everything came from a jam, working on that track that I brought for the little of the pedal. Okay, the chorus is the same. There's a stereo pair of guitars with the rotary one in the middle. Okay, now nothing fancy and a little bit grimy. Okay, let's move on to the second verse, which I did something different for the vocals. First section is simple. This is my biggest regret, leaving you there aging alone. I will be there above that black next to you at the end. I will take care of your soul, taking my hand, let's look back. Okay, again, the rotary guitar, but this time with the classical pair of stereo guitar, just to give it something different compared to the first verse. Okay. I wanted to sound a little bit bigger, the vocals. Okay, let me isolate them. First section is leaving you there, aging alone. I will be there above that black next to you. I will take care of your soul. I whispered them through the mic like this. I will be there above that black. Okay, with a little bit of grit in my vocals. Then I run it through a rotary. Again, it sounds fucking cool, and also it has a little bit of drive. Not in this case. No, I saturated it heavily with the SSL. Okay, just to give it texture. Vox weird effects. I wanted something weird. I'm weird. I wanted something weird. Okay, and it works. I will be there. Sounds bigger, different. Next to you. And then harmonies. Take my hand, let's walk back home. Let me dive into your hands, mother. I love a big stack of harmony. Listen. Take my hand, let's walk And also, it helps masking my weird ass vocal when I go to the upper range, because in isolation, it doesn't sound so good.
Take my hands, walk back home.
And also distorting it helps a little bit, because let me do it like this, unplug. Take my hand, let's walk back home. It doesn't sound that good in my opinion. It's nasally, it's harsh, not. And also this chorus is fucking cool. You know why? Because the riff is in 7, but the melody is so easy to listen to, in my opinion. And I'm putting myself into an external point of view, because let me dive into your hands, mother, help me once you can. It's so easy to listen to it that it feels like a straight on 4/4. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I want to do with my music. Make it weird, but easy to listen to it, okay? Because at the end of the day, it's okay, alternative rock, a little bit of rock, but that's pop into it. Almost like Porcupine Tree, that's pop into it. Alice in Chains, then Bones is in 7, but that's pop to it. Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, Nirvana, you know, Korn, Limp Bizkit, that's pop to it. That's the popular element in it, okay? The 90s, guys, the 90s. Let's move on to the special. I was something crazy.
I was supposed to let you down. I was supposed to close your eyes.
I did a Van Halen first record here, in which sense that the guitar, there's only one guitar in this side, which is left. Yeah, left. Okay, and I painted with the river on the right. Why? Don't know. Sounded cool. With an heavy dose of chorus, and then this weird synth line made with flanger and shit. But it feels
Living your peaceful out the ground.
and then big guitars.
But I won't be there to caress your grave. 'Cause I've been fucking dead. You're still my mother, I'm still.
Also, vocals are distorted, double.
But I won't be there to carry.
No, this.
Tuck you into bed for the last time.
Weird.
Living you peaceful on the ground.
That's
But
chorus.
I won't be there
Chorus saturation
to
reverb.
caress your grave. 'Cause I've been fucking dead.
And also, I'm learning how to scream, okay? But I'm not a screamer at the moment. I can define myself as a screamer, but you know,
'Cause I've been fucking dead.
distorting this kind of weird vocals and stacking it on top of each other. They lose their identity as a single, but they give the perfect sense in context.
'Cause I've been fucking dead. You're still my mother, I'm still your son. We were made out there, I know you're crying.
And now the cool part listen.
But do for me, there's a lot more there. Let me die into your house. Mother, help me once again. Let me die into your house. Oh, Mom, please.
If you wanna give the last chorus, the big, you know, if you wanna be the best moment of the song, you know, that someone goes, "Wow, fuck yeah!" Remove everything except the vocals, or remove everything and leave something as the main protagonist. In this case, was the vocal. Why? I don't know. It sounded cool, and then bring back everything.
Let me die.
Also, there's a little bit of a build up.
But do for me, there's a lot more there. Let me die into your house. Mother, help me once again. Let me die into your house. Oh, Mom, please help me once again. Let me die into your house. Mother, help me once again.
And also, maybe if you don't listen to it with too much attention, you're thinking, but it's the same chorus every time. No. The first one is alternating 7 and 4. The two one in the middle are 7, always in 7, and the last one is again 7 and 4, but it changes so subtly.
Let me die.
Let's count it.
Let me die into your house. Mother, help me once again. Let me die into your house. Oh, Mom, please help me once again. Let me die into your house. Mother, help me once again.
But it's so subtle and so easy to listen to it that you notice it. But your brain will. Your brain will think, wow, it's a little bit different. But that tiny bit of a different that makes me go, wow, it's a little bit different. Okay? That's the point that I want. Boys, learn pop production. Listen to the bigs like Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson. They do this kind of shit every time. And also the sound. I'm not the best sounding engineer, but you can hear that the vocals here has a delay that is timed, that is launched before the ending of the other phrase.
Me once again. Let me die into your hands. Oh, Mom, please help.
You know, those tiny bit of music production that helps a lot, like the guitar in the first verse that launches with this rotary impact. No, not this one, not this one, this one. It's stupid, but it's powerful.
I'm grateful for the way he smiled. You tried on my tip.
They give that tiny bit of something that makes your brain goes, wow. Okay, this is the song. Go listen to it. Share, comment on it. Let me know what you think. I'm pretty fucking happy about it. The sound, the production, the songwriting aspect of it. It is called Let Me Die. My name is Gianluca. I'm from Italy, as you can feel from my, excessiveness. We will see you in the next one. Ciao!